Fala galera, tudo bem com vocês? Mais uma livezinha aqui no canal. E hoje eu vou estar jogando aqui um pouquinho de Genshin Impact pra vocês verem como é que tá a situação aqui do servidor. Lançou a versão 4.3 e aí veio o banner novo. Eu entrei, decidi entrar no jogo depois de bastante tempo, um mês mais ou menos. E aí consegui pegar já o personagem novo, né? E queria, antes de tudo, falar aqui um pouco da Boosteroid, como sempre. A gente é parceiro deles, eles que permitem que a gente consiga jogar aqui esses jogos, testar todos esses jogos que eu já comprei, né? Não foram eles que me deram, foi tudo comprado. E aí, preciso muito da ajuda de vocês, antes de tudo, para deixar o like e comentar, tirar alguma dúvida aí que eu possa ajudar vocês, tá? Compartilha ou segue a página, segue o canal aí, tá certo? Pra fortalecer e a gente continuar trazendo esses jogos e conseguir monetizar, né? Que, tipo, nada de graça, né? Mas enfim, a gente vai jogar hoje o Genshin, como eu falei, já tô com ele aqui aberto. E aí eu queria falar sobre a Boosteroid, né? Que custa R$60, é um serviço de cloud game na qual você faz a assinatura dele e você faz a assinatura dele por R$60 por um mês, né? Tem planos de um ano também. Você recebe uma máquina, você tem acesso aqui a esses jogos, esse catálogo de jogos, por exemplo, aqui o meu, né, que eu separei são esses aqui, né? Genshin, Mortal Kombat, Middle-earth, Cyberpunk, Red Dead Redemption, Spider-Man, Diablo, God of War, Elden Ring, The Witcher, Hades. Todos esses jogos aqui, exceto o Genshin, foram comprados, né? Então você tem acesso aqui a uma biblioteca de jogos que tem diversos jogos, certo? Pré-instalados, no qual você só vai clicar e jogar, tá? Mas antes você precisa ter comprado o jogo, né, na sua Steam ou na sua Epic. Sempre me perguntam isso, eu preciso comprar o jogo? Sim, precisa ter o jogo comprado, você precisa ter a licença do jogo para poder jogar, tá? Então se o jogo que você quer jogar tá aqui, ele está instalado na máquina virtual, você pode clicar e jogar, desde que você tenha o jogo comprado, tá? Mas aqueles que são de graça, por exemplo, Counter-Strike, Genshin, Rocket League, Path of Exile, todos esses não precisa pagar, não precisa de uma licença, porque eles são públicos. Então você pode jogar eles só tendo aqui a assinatura, tá certo? Da Boosteroid. Mas esses outros aqui, eles só disponibilizam o executável, né, para você jogar na sua conta da Steam, da Epic, mas você tem no jogo. Não é que nem o Xbox, tá? Que você tem lá os jogos, você clica, né? Tipo Age Empires lá tem, né? Você vai clicar e jogar lá. Você não precisa pagar o jogo. Aqui não, aqui o jogo você precisa ter comprado na sua Steam na Epic, porque a Epic necessita, a Steam necessita que você tenha comprado a licença, tá? Não tem como você dar de graça um jogo, botar para jogar assim, sem a licença paga, tá? Mas é isso, custa R$60, tá? Vocês cliquem, tem um link aí na descrição, caso vocês tenham interesse. E aí agora eles fizeram um patch aqui, que é, por exemplo, se eu clicar, vai aparecer isso aqui. Por exemplo, o jogo que está rodando é o Genshin Impact. Se eu quiser mudar para Mortal Kombat, eu clico em Launch. Aí sempre vai ter essa confirmação, né? Que antes a gente clicava e saía do jogo e a gente perdia a sessão e às vezes não salvava, tá? Então esse aqui é uma tela de notificação, tá certo? Para dizer que você vai terminar a sessão anterior. Além disso, eles adicionaram também uma fila. Por quê? O que acontece? A fila agora foi adicionada, que nem a fila do xCloud, né? Que tem lá o tempo determinado para você conseguir jogar. Aí agora você vai saber qual é a sua posição na fila. Se tem 10 máquinas virtuais aqui, eu mostrei no último vídeo, né? Você vem aqui para testar sua conexão. Aí agora abre um mapa, certo? Com todos os servidores que tem disponível e qual é o mais perto de você. Atualmente, como eu moro aqui, ele me lança para um desses dois aqui. Por exemplo, se tiver 10 pessoas aqui, tiver 10 máquinas virtuais com o jogo que eu quero jogar aqui, e as 10 estiverem ocupadas, quando eu clicar para jogar, vai vir um aviso que não tem máquina suficiente. Aí eu vou ser adicionado em uma fila, e essa fila vai ser mostrada naquela notificação, por exemplo, que eu dei aqui, naquela notificação, certo? Aí vai ter lá, você está na posição 2 de 10, você está na posição 1 de 10, e vai ter o tempo previsto. Como hoje é o primeiro dia, não tem tempo exato, né? Eles não conseguem estimar o tempo exato ainda. Por quê? Porque precisa ter os dados, né? São inteligência artificial, certo? Aí, por exemplo, eles vão pegar aqui 10 pessoas que jogam esse jogo e vão ver quanto tempo mais ou menos que eles passam por dia jogando esse jogo. E aí eles conseguem estimar mais ou menos quanto tempo vai demorar para aquela pessoa sair e liberar aquela máquina. Aí agora, o que acontece? Você não consegue mais, você não vai precisar mais ficar clicando várias vezes aqui para forçar a entrada, porque você já vai ter um local. Então você deixa aqui e espera e você vai entrar no jogo quando terminar lá a espera. Então, antes você ficava forçando, forçando até conseguir entrar na máquina. E agora não tem mais isso. Agora você tem uma fila para poder entrar nessa máquina. Eu não vou mostrar aqui, porque senão eu vou perder meu lugar no Genshin Impact, né? Mas agora tem esse sistema de fila, tá? Para tentar otimizar e melhorar aí a experiência. Porque às vezes a gente clicava e não sabia o que estava acontecendo. Então agora vai ter a notificação dizendo que tá lotado e que você está em tal posição na fila. E é só esperar aquele tempo que provavelmente você vai conseguir. Quando a máquina liberar, vai aparecer uma notificação dizendo para você entrar no jogo, certo? Então basicamente é isso. Atualmente a gente está num outra coisa, outro ponto. A gente está em 26 de dezembro, a gente passou um mês aí de férias com a criançada toda jogando Fortnite, né? Esses jogos que são gratuitos. Isso é um boom muito grande, porque tem muita gente jogando. E, e aí isso influencia, né, na quantidade de máquinas virtuais que tem aí disponível. Então, é paciência, né? Eles tentaram melhorar o sistema, não tem, assim, precisa de recursos, né, para abrir mais servidores e tudo mais. Não é assim também que as coisas funcionam, tá? Mas, nossa, é só uma coisa aqui engraçado. Nossa, não tem como redimensionar a fonte. Mas enfim, tá? É, então basicamente é isso. A novidade que tem essa semana não vai ser adicionado novos jogos, até onde eu sei, hoje é terça, né? Não chegou e-mail de novos jogos pra gente. Então provavelmente não vai ser adicionado nenhum jogo, tá? Mas provavelmente já no início de janeiro a gente já vai ter jogos novos aí. Adicionados principalmente esses que estão chegando agora na Epic. De graça, né? Então eles vão estar adicionando com certeza. Então a galera aí que quer jogar esses jogos está sendo ofertado de graça, né? Pela Epic. Provavelmente vai entrar aqui daqui uns dias. Então é isso, sistema novo de filas, né? Semana passada já teve outras melhorias também aqui, outras otimizações. E aí, como eu disse, como a gente está em período de férias, tem muita gente com tempo livre aí para estar jogando e tal, vai ter esse atraso aí nos computadores, essa oferta, né? Vai ter muita gente querendo jogar, não vai conseguir, mas agora tem esse sistema de fila, pelo menos para dar uma previsão de como é que quanto tempo vai demorar para você conseguir entrar, né? E aí, o que mais? Eu esqueci o que eu ia falar. Então, basicamente isso. É isso mesmo. A novidade que ia chegar era essa, que eu tinha pra falar. E agora eu vou continuar jogando aqui. E pra vocês verem como é que tá a qualidade. E pra provar que eu tô jogando aqui, eu vou abrir aqui para abrir as informações. Basta apertar Ctrl F2. Eu vou mostrar aqui como é que tá as coisas. Tô com bitrate de 10, 11 mais ou menos. O ideal é 14, né? A latência tá 120, 103. Não tô tendo problema de input lag. De vez em quando dá uma travadinha. O FPS tá cravado ali em 45. Mas tá dando pra jogar. Eu ia falar que eu recomendo tá jogando no aplicativo, né? Porque o aplicativo está mais otimizado no momento do que o navegador. O navegador, por conta de muita gente tá jogando, o navegador tá muito bugado. Então tá muito lagado. Então é difícil conseguir máquina no navegador. Então, o mais, o mais otimizado no momento está o aplicativo. O aplicativo consegue jogar ali para servidores mais próximos, certo? Mas é isso. Se alguém tiver alguma dúvida, deixa aí nos comentários que eu respondo, tá? Tudo direitinho. Que eu puder ajudar, obviamente. Eu respondo vocês, tá? Espero que vocês gostem aqui da gameplay. Não vai ser muito longa, talvez. E é isso. Não se esqueçam de se inscrever, que ajuda muito isso. E deixar algum comentário, se tiver alguma coisa que possa ser melhorada, né? E as dúvidas. Então é isso, valeu, falou, fui.
But the chance of success is...
Incredibly small. Then how...
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly was. All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm raging ahead of me, and my pursuers were close on my tail. After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rations and fresh water supply soon ran out, and I remember getting to the point where I was sure I'd reached the end. Then, I blacked out. But, to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Or to put it another way, a new beginning found me. Ah, that's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a sign that the gods were watching over me.
What a horrible journey! And you set off knowing how dangerous it was? Why?
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like I didn't belong there.
Kanjo Commission? What's that?
Along with the other two commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose they're equivalent to the 8 trades under the Liu Ichising. One of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule. Loyal, yet unfeeling. It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this. But after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, I begin to lose all hope for the future. What I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should abandon your plans of trying to get there. if you did
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in.
They only set that up as a... But if you really...
The raft idea sounds a little on the dangerous side. Plus, Paimon would definitely get seasick.
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. They're well known in Liyue. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break through the storm.
You're right! Paimon's sure Beto of all people will be able to get us there. Her crew is super strong. But Paimon wonders if she'll be willing to take the risk.
The Alcor is the flagship.
Then there's no time to lose. Let's go find Captain Beto.
Is it what you wish to find? Hopefully the excitement of opening a treasure chest has at least made it a worthwhile experience.
What a bountiful haul.
Let the record show that I verbally consent to relinquishing these items into your possession.
Oh, if it isn't the Traveler in Paimon. I knew you guys would come.
Paimon? What a fascinating being.
Huh? The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment Paimon's ever heard.
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say...
You're not far off, but they go by, I prefer other means of entertainment. This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. Occasionally, he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
With this fine ship and the soft sea breeze, would it not be romantically irresponsible of me not to acknowledge it with a line or two of poetry?
Well, I can't argue with that. Okay then. Once the clash is underway, I'll give you a chance to perform.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to lack meaning.
Hey, you don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily, especially seeing as our great hero here might be in attendance.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the clash? Also, just to clarify, by great hero, do you mean...
Huh? I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me you've never even heard of it? The Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold. There'll be a whole bunch of folks taking part to showcase their talents. There are two important rules. One, competitors must be renowned fighters. We want those with real martial arts ability, not just people taking part for the fun of it. So, you've got nothing to worry about there. I don't think there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of you. Two, you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little one-sided. You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. There are a few crouching tigers and hidden dragons lurking around in Liyue. And with Liyue's savior taking part in the tournament, now that's gonna turn a few heads. I think we can expect a healthy turnout this time.
But we didn't come here to take part in a martial arts tournament.
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested to hear that the prize this time round is particularly sought after. Get this. It's a masterless vision.
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken that vision, it belongs to them.
Is there really such thing as a masterless vision?
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away. But the shell that housed that light remains. As for whether this shell has any practical application, well, this remains to be seen. But my intuition tells me that while it remains in the world, it may just be possible for someone else to inherit it.
Yep. And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's able to rekindle it, it's gotta be an individual of exceptional strength and talent. Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents. And hopefully this time, getting a vision to glow again. So if you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
Yeah, we're interested in...
Inazuma? You?
Well, why didn't you say so? Inazuma? No sweat. In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice.
You just want him to take part in your tournament!
What's wrong with that?
What are we gonna do?
Great. Then let's get you signed up. Head to the tournament arena.
It seems like it will only be a matter of time before...
What in the world are these symbols? Huh, look at you, Boondale! Cut to the chase. Don't blink.
Bow your head.
Incoming.
Settle down. Bow your head.
Before we sign up, let's see who the other competitors are. Beta said that they had to be renowned for... Hello? Are you here to...
You bet I am. Have you put your names down yet? Well, I'd have a look at the entry. The Clash is a Nobody wants to see that, right?
Yeah, we heard a rule about that.
Me? Only a former runner-up.
Uh-huh. Also,
What? You... Nonsense. Have you been living under a rock? Not to mention, I've helped the Millilith catch treasure hoarders before. There were 2 of them trying to they tried to sneak past me under the cover. I planted a left hook. I stood my ground, of course. A roundhouse. I'm not saying I came out complete.
Uh-huh. But for us,
I'll see you in the arena.
Hi there. Are you here for the Crux Clash too?
That's right. Nothing beats real-life but this tournament is
Exactly. With a vision, we'd quickly become our...
This master of yours must be pretty.
famous. He's the founder of the Ling Shan. You probably wouldn't have heard. He's got to be a grand master or something. He's created to the Ling Shan clan. He teaches us.
Forced to
It's a type of breathing exercise where you can train yourself to harness the energy around you and neutralize attacks without moving an inch. For example, our master can...
One time, he sent a challenger flying into...
It sure is.
We're clearly not that naturally gifted.
There's a tuition fee?
Of course. This is a grand master we're talking about here.
But here we are. Recently, though, we heard that a vision bearer joined the Guhua clan and made pretty much instant progress in their training.
So, if we can get our hands on a vision too, maybe we can finally make our master proud.
Well, we have to try something new. Otherwise, we're stuck in the same situation.
Exactly. It can't hurt to try. And if it turns out it does work, the Ling Shan clan will go down in history. Folks will come from far and wide. Heck, we could even become the dominant martial arts clan in all of Liyue.
See you in the arena.
Hey, youngster. Are you here for the Crux Clash, too? If so, seems I found myself another new adversary.
So you're also here for the tournament?
You better believe it. I wouldn't be for me. Obtaining a vision? No. I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I've lived a successful life so far, without any setbacks. I've passed every exam I've ever taken, enjoyed numerous successful business ventures, and seem to get on with just about everyone socially. In most people's eyes, I am already the very embodiment of the perfect person. Though, of course, I'd never let the praise get to my head. I know I haven't reached perfection yet, because there's one thing I'm still missing. A vision.
You have so much self-confidence.
That's not important. I have a contact in the Crux fleet who was happy to vouch for me. So, they very kindly made special arrangements on my behalf. I've also brought along a bit of an entourage for moral support. It's such a blessing, really, to have so many good friends in my neighborhood. Of course, I also put in a few good days' practice, concentrating mostly on rare and esoteric styles of Kung Fu. As a high achiever by nature, I'm confident I've done enough to guarantee my victory in this tournament. Ha! You don't mince your words, do you? The arena will be the judge. Now then, if you don't mind, I need to finish my pre-competition routine. It's not too long now before you'll get to see me in action.
So, to recap, we're up against an inflated ego, some gullible guys paying way too much for their kung fu classes, and another guy who's just really average. Seems like you've got a pretty good chance of winning this thing. Come on, let's go sign up.
Chinksa Village Arm Wrestling Champion, huh? All right, you're signed up. Next, please. What's your name? Wait, aren't you? Did I hear that right?
Is it really them?
Huh? Aren't they a vision bearer, though? Why are they trying to enter the clash?
I have to ask, aren't you the traveler that helped Liyue fight off that ancient god? Oh, it's really him!
The one that spoke with Lady Kuching at the rite of parting.
Oh, I wonder if I can get his autograph later.
I trust you are aware that, only those without visions can enter the tournament? Really? But from what I've heard, the things you're capable of in combat are nothing short of extraordinary. You walk into the most dangerous situations imaginable, face off against all sorts of monsters, even the Fatui, and always come out on top.
Yep, he still doesn't have a vision, though. See for yourself.
My apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sure a great hero like yourself would have no reason to lie. Now, could I ask you to provide a few claims to fame? It's just a formality for you, of course, but I have to make a record of competitors' achievements. So far, I've got defeated the ancient god Osile, so that's one. Do you have any others?
Yeah, and also a dragon, too! Put that...
Whoa...
Might as well declare him the champion already.
I wonder if it's too late to withdraw.
Okay, that's plenty. Actually, this is the most dazzling track record I've ever seen. By a long shot. Right, your registration is complete. Now, a great hero such as yourself can surely only be here for one thing. To win the tournament and claim the grand prize.
Oh, we're not here for that. We're here because Captain Beto promised to take us to Inazuma if we win the tournament.
There's another prize, too? Oh, first I've heard of it.
Beto must have upped the stakes this time to attract top talent.
But why would anyone want to go somewhere as dangerous as Inazuma?
I see. So, I take it you discussed your terms with Beto in advance, then? Well, nobody expected you to sign up to a tournament like this. I can hardly believe it myself, to be honest. Anyway, the qualifying rounds are about to begin. I'll leave you to your preparation.
Hey, so Paimon's thinking about that whole no vision bearers rule in this tournament. Even though you don't have a vision, most people in Teyvat think that you can't manipulate the elements without one. So Paimon thinks you probably shouldn't use your elemental abilities during the tournament. You know, just to avoid any misunderstandings. In any case, looking at the competition, it should still be pretty easy for you to win, even without using any elements, right? All right, it's showtime! You got this!
You seem like you're raring to go. Are you ready to compete? Good. Then please follow me into the arena.
Our next competitor is seen by many as the favorite to win this tournament. His first bout begins now!
You? You're the hero they're talking about? Ugh, how am I supposed to win now?
What a strange guy. Why was he so confident to begin with? Well, now that we've won, let's go and see Beto. She'll probably have something to say to us.
I knew I wouldn't regret introducing you as... So, what do you think, Kazuha? He totally dominated that guy and did it with style.
Impressive. But I also observed our favorite exercise some restraint, as if to...
Well, I've fought my fair share of battles, both big and small. And I say, after the show he put on just... So, come on. We all know you've got a wide vocabulary in there. Can't you spare a word or two?
All right. Let me think how to aptly phrase... You fought well.
All right, then. I was thinking your inner poet might want to join in the fun, but I guess I shouldn't put you on the spot like that. You know, a lot of competitors came to me saying how surprised they were that Liyue's hero was entering the tournament. And since you signed up, we've had many others do the same. Well, since everyone sees you as the one to beat, I figure I should start treating you that way too. For one thing, we don't want you wasting all your energy in the early rounds fighting people who are well below your level. Not to mention, you must be itching to fight someone in your league too, right? So, I'm putting you straight through to the semifinals.
Huh? But we only just started the qualifiers. Seems like...
This is how Captain Beto works. You won't persuade. Besides, at your level, you would have made it to...
Huh. To be fair, Paimon was...
All right, I'm gonna watch some more of the tournament. We're finally here, folks. The real show is about to begin.
Your opponent has fought many rounds. You may well be stronger than him, but this should not give you cause to... Very well.
All right, that's enough
Your opponent in the semifinal... I do not doubt your abilities, but I would suggest that you make
Relax. My guy's at the top of...
Okay, follow me.
At last, the moment we've all been waiting for. The semifinals have begun. Who's it gonna be this time? The hero or the dark horse?
I don't care about the prize. You're a strong opponent. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm sweating all over. It's a good feeling. Congratulations. I was beaten by the best.
Right. From... If you had a vision...
I wanted a vision once, when I was a kid. People said that if you're strong enough, but mine, I lost interest eventually. You can't depend on a vision like you... I've fought and won against vision bearers before. The power they have...
Huh? You mean you didn't sign up to try and get...
No, I didn't. I only wanted to pit myself against... Only in defeat can you understand your weakness.
Wow!
If you have the chance in the future, please...
By the way, do you know who else made it into the final?
Whether they'll be as tough as me, I don't know. But what I have heard is... So don't get too...
There he goes. Maybe we should ask around, see what we can find out about our opponent in the final round. Paimon thinks we might need to up our game a little.
Ah, it's you! I watched your match. What a stunning performance. I myself was eliminated in the third round. Shame. If...
maybe next...
Why, yes. I faltered for but a... Given my stature, still, I'm sure...
Hey there!
He tried to use his opponent was Why don't you dodge, they ask. Because to not dodge... Don't even get me started. I don't dare tell my master about this. Sorry, I shouldn't be
Oh, alright then.
Thanks, I'll do...
We still haven't got any useful information yet. Maybe we can go...
You gave an outstanding performance. I could sense that but you were quick to adapt and managed to cling. In fact,
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying... I guess not using your elemental powers must...
We wanted to ask about...
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily stronger. As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his speed, and he has superior form. It's also obvious that he's seen his... What's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew?
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. I haven't properly introduced myself yet. In the land of...
yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't really sound like...
It is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the strut, I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess. Given your talents, a few hints from me...
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. So...
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been...
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that many things about you elude me. Come with me. Some post-match... Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart of the matter. You are skilled in manipulating the elements, and not just a single element, but multiple. Is that correct?
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment we met!
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say, if I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance. When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you. Nothing more.
As crazy as all that sounds, somehow
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your. And to think a human could wield the elements without a vision, and not to mention your incredibly complex scent.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell!
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental ability? Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learned to channel elemental energy and even wield it in combat?
Aw, it's nothing really. Paimon just told him whatever. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand it.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the vision. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Of course, I too shall share with you. Now then, let's test.
Nowhere to hide.
Settle down. Be sanctified. Silence.
Cut to the chase. Nowhere to hide.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance, which enables him to execute moves that many would find impossible. He relies entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then his attacks should pose no threat to you. Please, save your thanks. If anything, I should be thanking you for the opportunity to witness your command of the element. The world is a truly mysterious place, it seems.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own? Why are you so
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision to grant human. My apologies. You must be completely in the dark for allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways. So that's what you're curious about? As you well know, a vision hunt decree. Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably. Sometimes in the outset, supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, not to mention, with no new electrovisions having been granted for such a long time, it would seem...
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a type.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what it goes without saying that the people locked within Inazuma do...
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro Archon before? With time, we will if you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to... Ah! The time for your match is approaching.
Oh, right! We got so distracted talking about Inazuma.
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can return together. Very well. Let's go.
Why isn't he here yet? Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! Your attention, please! We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash! We've seen many exciting battles today, and now at long last... Now, I'd like to introduce our first combatant. Though he strikes fear into the heart of Osial, and the mere mention...
Wow! I've been waiting for this
I'm sure everyone witnessed his thrilling... But today's final round will surely take... As for our other combatant... Oh, come on, what could be taking him so long? You can't just forfeit for not showing up like in previous rounds. This is the fun... Apologies! Everyone just sit tight! We've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just...
Wait a moment. Something doesn't... Captain Beto, perhaps we should check on the prize. Traveler.
Let me see. It's gone all right.
Huh? Did somebody steal it? Who would dare do such...
We don't know when it was taken exactly. I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross...
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze. The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it. I will be...
Well, if you insist. I'll stay here and try to offer some...
If you would, please come with me.
But we're on an island.
Come with me. I can sense the winds are...
Huh? A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there, we can continue our search for clues.
By the way, what made you suddenly think of checking the prize in the first place?
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Well, then why didn't you stop him?
You'll see shortly.
Prepare yourself. Silence! You can't run from death.
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris. This way. Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
Hoarders, they're here! Get them!
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
The hunted. Settle down.
You caught up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway and
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Drat! If I only had a vision. Or, if I could activate this one, then you'd never be able to—
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems you know precious little about how to Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into. And on top of that, I could hear your boasting and proud— In other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a—
You...
But most disappointing of all is the state— It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Fine! Fine! I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters.
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent!
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then after watching the semi-finals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this— Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape. Drat. I know an empty threat when I hear one. Fine. But you'd better mean it. It didn't activate once I took it anyway. It's nothing but a useless shell to me.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
Huh? You're not serious.
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet. It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
Whoa, whoa! We don't need to go that far, do we?
I never would have guessed you could be so cruel. If this is where talking gets me, then forget it. I'll risk a fight.
What are you trying to do?
Be sanctified.
Yeah. I'll have my revenge.
No, no. Do what you want, but please.
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind. No further punishment for you.
Huh?
What's wrong? Are you It's up to you. Such willingness—
No need for that. Thank you for—
Huh? Paimon doesn't get it. Were you just
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possible— When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will appear. But unfortunately, nothing happened. Yes. I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try?
The vision didn't seem to respond at all.
I see. So you are also unable to rekindle the vision. No matter. This was expected. I suppose this vision is still mine to take for now.
Yeah, what's the story behind this vision?
The story begins with an old friend. He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god. Perhaps one day, I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless. But as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still
Kazuha!
It's just another... All right then, it's time we returned. Allow me to gather the wind.
Huh? Did Beta leave already?
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang. It seems that the Crux clash got out of hand this time and has attracted her attention. Captain Beto was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue Harbor.
It's not unusual for those two...
But still, Captain Beto was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking forward to it for quite...
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, thus the wicked idea of stealing the prize took hold in his mind. In which case, the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what happened? If that's the case, then the rules stipulate that he is disqualified, and our hero here is the champion.
Paimon thought we'd win and all, but not like this.
It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given is honor...
Yes, I believe so. Though Captain Beto is no longer present here, I'll be sure she receives word of it. She is a woman of her word. But the voyage to Inazuma is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the nation.
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change the weather just with the power of her mind?
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest. Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, the Alcor will need some time. You will be notified once all the preparations have been made. In the meantime, I intend to embark on a journey of my own. I will travel all across the vast lands of Liyue in the hope of finding a way to reawaken the vision.
Paimon believes you'll find a way for sure.
Thank you. May both our journeys prove meaningful. One final word of warning. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may well prove to be the most arduous.
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. What can I do for you, traveler? Ah, yes. Now that I think about...
There you are. You're the traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right? Oh, is that right? Well, it's an honor to meet you. The fleet has nearly completed reprovisioning. Once the crews have taken a head count, we can get underway. Captain Beidou sent me to come get you. We'll weigh anchor as soon as you're aboard.
Seems Beidou is the captain of her word.
Of course! There are many things that the captain insists upon. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once you're on board.
So you'll be heading off then? I suppose congratulations are in order. Whether the journey before you leads to the heights of the heavens or the depths of the abyss, each step you take is another achievement. Until we meet again, Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Oh, it's kinda hard to say goodbye.
Well, if that's how you...
So there's another...
Well, I guess it's time for you...
Okay, thanks...
Just following order.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Ad Astra Abyss. I am sorry, but you...
É isso, galera. Fiquem aí. Até a próxima. Até a próxima. Essa foi a gameplay. A gente chegou aqui mais ou menos, deixa eu ver, 1h20 de live, certo? Deu pra jogar aí um capítulo de Genshin, terminar o capítulo de Genshin. E a gente vai jogar Mortal Kombat. Acho que vou mudar aqui o jogo e daqui a pouco eu abro outro live. Valeu, falou, fui.